Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. As you know, I changed the name to my channel. It's currently Gage's Stuff. I think I might change it to Gage's Creations. I don't know. That is because of the fact that Landon now has his own YouTube channel, and well, yeah. So you should go check his out. ZXZ FNAF, I think is his. I believe is his name now on YouTube. But yeah, go check that out. This, as you've seen, is a Stretch Armstrong update. So, I don't remember if I showed these in the last video. If I can get somewhere where my phone will sit without falling over. Scoot back a little bit. Yeah. So in the last video, in my part 2 of the, I know there's like part 1 and part 2 of the Ollie Octopus video, who is actually doing, there we go, he's doing quite well, looks really good. Obviously, he's still got, I mean, from a distance, this figure looks, you know, really nice. But up close, you can obviously see he still has all the cracks in him and stuff. And he has the little bit of lighter blue latex around his neck. But really, other than that, this figure, you know, he bends really well. He bends really nice. He's really soft. He's not gonna leak. And, like, I probably eventually might kind of do some work on the cracks. There's not much I can do for that. I really don't care, though. He's a really excellent figure. I love the design on the bottom of him, you know, it's got like that, and then his tentacles, it's kind of hard to see, have like the little circles, like suction cups. But, so, one thing I don't know if I showed you all in the other video was, I don't know if I talked about it, but originally I had a, because in my last video, I know I showed you a preview of my new Stretch figure I got, or the new Stretch Armstrong I had gotten. Well, I don't know if I mentioned or not, or if I showed the pair of legs that I had off of an old Stretch figure. They're very stretched out. These are the very dead legs off of him. I completely, I don't know if you guys can see in there, I redid the inside of them. But as you can see, they're just extremely stretched out. You can see I didn't do too good of a job, but I just kind of reattached his foot. It ripped off. This was a full figure. I do believe it was, like, one of the ones that, like, you know, you always see in the coffins that are, like, all stretched out in the coffins, and, like, they've, like, flattened almost in the coffins, and they've just, like, really spread out, you know. You can tell they're stretched beyond, you know, returning. But I know in the last, but so I have them just because that's neat, you know, kind of to see. I do have parts of both of his arms. They're not as complete as him, or as the legs, but yeah. They're somewhere, I really don't know. I think they're in one of these drawers over here, but in the last Ollie Octopus, in the Ollie Octopus video, I know I showed the Stretch figure I had bought, the Stretch Armstrong. You know, the Kenner Stretch Armstrong I had bought. I thought, when I got him for like 120 bucks. I thought he was in a lot better condition. A lot better. He faced a problem which I don't like: cracking. Predominantly, though, in his feet and hand, or like his lower arms and lower, like, calves and feet, pretty much. Worst possible place for this to take place, and on his back for some reason. Worst possible place for this to take place. Like, here's one of his feet, came off. Obviously, it's inside out and covered in latex, which leads to the fact that yes, I drained him. He was leaking out of both arms, both legs, the back of his neck. His neck had actually gotten to the point of doing the thing where it stretches and like ain't gonna go back. His neck was starting to do that. Luckily, luckily I got it off without stretching it too much, or like, you know, really at all. And I got some latex on it. But, you know, he's so crumbly that I'm having to actually super glue with, like, I hate using super glue on stretch figures because, you know, that place is always going to be a little bad. It's going to be pretty bad if you put, you know, super glue on it. There's no other option with this figure. He's going to look, once I get him back right side out. He did, when I turned him right inside out, he did some wrinkling stuff in some of the harder spots because I heated him up, turned him inside out as I was, you know, draining him. And so he wrinkled in spots that the wrinkles ain't coming out of, like just really like small, like wrinkly, like, you know, your hand's been in the water for too long and it gets all wrinkly like that. He did that in like a couple spots. I'm gonna Dremel them down because they just don't look good. And if I Dremel them down, it'll look fine. But he's gonna be rather cracked. I'm probably gonna have to go over like both his arms and both his freaking legs with the Dremel. Something I did not want to do. But I'm gonna be able to save this figure. But he's not gonna look the way I was really hoping. I know you're gonna forever be able to see the cracks in him. And, like, you know, I know with Ollie I don't mind. But, like, with Ollie I don't mind because there are very small cracks. Yes, there are a lot of them. But there's nothing you can do about that. And like I said, honestly, if I really sat down for, like, a friggin' 2 weeks, I could probably get Ollie looking a lot, you know, better on the outside. But I need to get liquid latex because I just have normal latex right now. I need to get some more liquid latex. Because the normal latex is really good for interior work. But liquid latex is better for exterior work. Sadly, though, his neck flange, the thing that like connects to the little neck peg, did not come out in whole. Anyways, it ripped quite a lot. It didn't stretch at all, but like up where the O-ring is, here's his O-ring I have over here. His little O-ring. It's got some latex stuck to it. Here's his O-ring. That was actually in really good condition, surprisingly. Normally, sometimes you'll probably pull them off and they'll just snap into 1,000 pieces. That one's actually in really good condition. But their neck flanges were originally epoxied on, which sucks. But his, you know, sadly was one of the cases. It didn't come off whole. Always came off really easily. Thank you, thank the Lord. But stretches did not. Here's his head, actually. His head's actually in really good condition. It does have a little bit of like the blackening around his like neck because of the O-ring, you know, but I've seen it much worse in other stretch figures, so that's nice. But this body is gonna end up being, as far as, I mean, I can show you guys what I've had to do to it already. Like, is the super glue dry? Yeah, super glue's dry. I think, yeah. And like, I don't want to, I never put super glue on very thick. This figure, I'm kind of having to. Here he is. This is what I got after I turned him inside out. Was this abomination? Did I have him in the water for way too long? Most definitely. But like, look at his foot. That is bad. My hope to God is that once I get him right side out, he doesn't look too horribly awful. Like, he looks, you can see some of the cracks in him, but he doesn't look too tremendously, horribly awful. Any of the small cracks, like this hand over here, I know it's just gonna have cracks galore in it, you know, all over. It will be getting the Dremel and be smoothed out, because honestly, his skin is about that thick, but only about half of it cracked. There's a good layer under that. It's actually honestly in the condition of being too stretchy, but doing this latex on him is helping. And as you can see, I've latexed his entire like frontal area. I need to do more, obviously. Something that I'm sad because it got covered up on the legs, but something it didn't on him, the latex, is the numbers on the back. I don't know, you can kind of barely see them. You can kind of see them better right there. This one is, that one was like, I don't remember what that one was, but this one is like 1767. Something with the mold numbers. I like that because it's like, okay, 1767, a figure from the 1767 mold is still in existence. I don't know if there were different mold numbers. I don't know if there were, all those mold numbers were the same. I don't know if, different Stretch, like if Stretch Monster had a mold number, if Stretch had a mold number, if, if like every manufacturing state had a, or place or factory had a different mold factoring number, or if every mold had a different manufacturing number. I do not know. If anybody does know, that'd be nice. I would like to know. But all these big ripped areas, like you can just see his arms like filleted pretty much. I'm just gonna have to super glue that back together, but you can see how cracked that is. This is the inside's great on this figure, honestly. I considered leaving him inside out, putting him back together on the outside, like latexing on the outside and then flipping him inside out, but I'm not going to do that. But like you can see, if I were to get it, like you can kind of barely see right there the cracks. Obviously the foot just shows, like you can see the cracking in it, like, and this is obviously cracked open. There's chunks missing here that, but the foot I'm gonna have to do from the outside, something I don't normally do. I'm gonna have to rebuild because there's chunks missing from the foot. I'm gonna have to completely rebuild it from the outside. But my one hope is that I get this figure put back together, I get it latexed, it's a solid figure, I turn it right side out, it doesn't look too horribly awful with all the different, like cracks in it and its arms and stuff. And with the Dremel, I'm able to kind of smooth him out, and so like when you bend him, he looks like crap, but when he's sitting in his coffin untouched, he looks okay, or at least, like Ollie, where, at first glance, you kind of look at him for a second, and he looks perfectly fine figure, and when you look up close, you're like, oh yeah, he's got cracks and stuff, big whoop, he's a freaking 47-year-old figure, who cares, like, I'm like, right now, but, that's my hope for him, is, like, he looks decent, I'm not looking for a mint condition figure. I'm looking for a Stretch Armstrong. This brings me to something else, hopefully to more videos that will be coming soon. Olivia Octopus and Stretch Monster. Two figures that nowadays are rather rare. On eBay right now are a Stretch Olivia Octopus for $99 and like $20 shipping. Now, however, the Olivia Octopus is, they're both bids, unfortunately. Olivia Octopus is a mint condition figure. I mean, it doesn't look mint condition, but it is. It's dirty as hell. It's, covered in dust and dirt and grime. If you washed the figure, it would look perfect. Better than my Ollie. Better than my Stretch. It has a box. All the flaps are missing. It's about the same condition box as Stretch's box, which I don't know if I showed the last video. Here it is. I'm trying to glue things back together. You can see the rip. The bottom has tape on it, but it's old tape, so I'm going to have to kind of put more tape on that. You can see somebody cut down the side. They didn't just pop it apart. They cut it, so I have to try and put it back together. It's water warped. I'm working on it. Yeah, I got his coffin. I have the legs in it right now, as you can see. But this is his coffin. That's all that's left of his coffin. Olivia's coffin is in better condition than this one. The Olivia coffin is in better condition. Is in better condition than that one, but not great condition. Cleaner than that one, actually. Surprisingly for how dirty the figure is, but you know, it has the both parts of it, just it's missing a chunk in one corner. I seen this Olivia figure, it came on, and I was thinking, oh my god, here's my chance, get an Olivia figure. It's still on there, the bid ends in 4 days. Which is at first I was thinking, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Now I am most likely going to. Because I'm thinking, you know, oh, I'm sure there'll be more. No. You know, it's like this is a 1 in a million chance. This figure I got for 120 bucks, and like I said, he's gonna look, This figure I got for 124 bucks, Ollie, you know, and he looks, you know, he's a passable figure. Olivia is a near mint figure for 100 bucks, which normally a much more, you know, worse version of her wouldn't go for 200, would probably go for more like 3. You know. So at first I was like, do I get her? I might get her, I might not. Now I'm probably going to at least try to get her, you know, hopefully win the bid, because nobody else has bid on her yet. Stretch Monster. Figure really rare nowadays, to find in good condition. And all of a sudden, yesterday, one that somebody found in their attic popped up. I'm assuming, or basement, or somewhere. It's a toy collector who has other toys, you know, that he collects. But Stretch Monster has complete coffin. Coffin's dirty as hell. And, you know, probably never come clean, but it looks, you know, it's a decent coffin. And Stretch Monster has leaked out in his coffin. Only at his lower half, though. His, like, calves down has leaked out. And here is his problem. He has a hole here, up by the neck flange, which I can easily piece back together. He has a crack, like a gash, that kind of like curves through his stomach. And he's got a hole in this arm. For 50 bucks. Plus like 20 bucks shipping. Now, there's already been 2 bids on this figure. It ends in 5 days. I would like to get the figure. Because if I were to get that figure, now, like I said, I hate the cracking. He has the opposite cracking of this Stretch figure, of this Stretch Armstrong, though. This Stretch Armstrong has it in his feet, you know, like I said, and his hands. Something I hate. This Stretch Monster, though, has it in his, right here. Something that is very easy to manage. Because it's not in the small little parts that are bending a lot. It's in his waist. You know. There had been an attempt at some point to put like some Elmer's glue or something on the like crack in the middle of him. Obviously didn't work. I'm assuming he has holes in his legs somewhere, and or some work has been done to this figure or something, because this looks like something somebody found in their grandpa's attic, and or this is like what would have become of this Stretch figure if I hadn't touched him. This Stretch figure had work done to it. Like, it had been cleaned up, because it had definitely leaked out into its coffin. It had, you know, this person tried his best to save this Stretch figure. It is what it is, though, you know. But if I left this Stretch figure, the thing is, it would have gotten worse and worse and harder to fix it. And by the time, if I had waited, by the time I actually probably got to draining and everything, when I try to turn it and dies out, it probably just turned to dust. My hope is that I'm doing this now, and it's going to cause damage, yes, but by doing this now, turning him right side out, I will be able to preserve him with this, you know, minimal damage. I mean, it's not minimal damage, it's a lot of damage, but with this amount of damage, and so if I were to do it in the future, it'd probably cause like 10 times more amount of damage. That would be so much harder to restore. So that's why I'm doing it now. Because he looked fine, but he started leaking, because, you know, it's a lot hotter here than wherever he was before. Ollie, I was concerned about Ollie being like too thick, or like his syrup being too hard, or too, not bendable enough. It's really bendable, really pliable. It's like the right amount, I could stretch him. I'm not going to, but I bend his tentacles, and like they just do that, they slowly return, It's beautiful. In the winter, I'm sure he's gonna get, a little bit stiffer, and he'll be, maybe a little bit too stiff, but it is what it is. Like I said, eventually I'll work on the cracks with him. But the thing is, I wanted that Olivia, and now I'm gonna get that Olivia most likely. Or I'm gonna try probably to get that Olivia. If I don't get Olivia, I'm for sure gonna try to get Battle out for Stretch Monster. If I do get Olivia, on Stretch Monster, because at first, I wasn't thinking I was gonna get either of them. Now I'm probably gonna at least try to get one of them. But both of them, it's like this is a time where that's, great deals, like those are the two figures I need out of this, I want those two figures. Those are two, perfect opportunity for me to get two more, decent original Stretch figures in my collection, and then I would have 4 of the Alpha 7. And really out of the original 5, all I would be missing would be Stretch X-Ray, and then, the other 2 being Stretch Serpent and Stretch Hulk, which, if I ever were to get a Stretch, Serpent and or Hulk, would probably be when I'm like 28 or 23 or some, when I have thousands of dollars and when one finally comes on eBay. There is a Stretch Hulk on eBay currently, or like the Dennis Fisher Hulk, who has a leak in his hand, his one hand or arm, kind of, and his shorts are torn, or like the seam came out in his shorts. Great figure, other than that. I want that figure, but it's, $1,200, and I'm not, I don't got that money right now. I barely have, like, the $120 to spend on Monster and Olivia. It's like, this is the perfect time, but now is a time when, like, I've got a bunch of other things going on, gotta go to a bunch of parties, there's a lot of things I gotta do that I kind of need money for right now. It's like, if these came, like 2 weeks from now, bought already, or, pretty much, I'd be like doubling down, betting, like $20 extra on these, because I want these figures, but right now I need, like, because my birthday's coming up, and I know I'm gonna get, I'll get money for my birthday, and summer's coming up, and I know I've got things I'm gonna be working on, getting money, and I would have the money to buy these figures. Just right now, I'm trying to work with the money I have to try and do, like, some things in the next, like, honestly, 3 weeks, and then I'm graduating from 8th grade. Next year I'm gonna be in high school. But, so I got some things I got to do, and after my birthday, there's a couple things I need to buy, and then I have all this, other money to work on, little things here and there, and just to save. But I don't, like, if I spend the $200, I'm not gonna be broke. I'm just not gonna have any money to spend, like, at all. I'm gonna have, like, $20. And I need, like, another 100 for something I gotta go do with a bunch of my friends. And just things like that. But it's like, I gotta try and not, go overboard. Because if I were to get both of them, I'd probably be spending, this is if I get them for a reasonable price. If Stretch Monster skyrockets to $100, there's no way. If I don't get Olivia, there is a way. But if I end up, if, like, I get Olivia and then Stretch Monster, I'm going to end up having to pay $150 for it, even though that's a beautiful deal, I can't right now. I don't have the money at all to do that. Sucks, but, it sucks, but that's just what it is. Yeah. I am going to hopefully get one of these figures. Which one would I rather get? I want Stretch Monster, because, this might be my only freaking beloved chance of ever getting a, decent shaped Stretch Monster figure for a reasonable price, but then again, this might be my last chance to get a decent Olivia Octopus figure for a reasonable price, because usually, you find Ollie Octopuses, or whenever, like, an Ollie Octopus and or Olivia Octopus comes on for even a decent price, they're in not so good condition, and sometimes nowadays they're not even, a low price if they're not in good condition. This is, $100 for a figure that with a bottle of Dawn dish soap, a toothbrush, and some warm water would make it worth probably $400. Now, I don't want to drain the octopus unless I can't tell. I believe this figure is hole free, and I believe this is just some markings on the back, like some, like just little pieces of dirt or something. But there may be 2 minute pinholes in her. If so, yes, I will drain her, because her latex is so good, it will be no problem. But there may be 2 small pinholes in her, which I don't give a damn. I will easily drain, refill, do all that, re-latex, but because her latex is great. Stretch Monster, his latex in spots is going bad, but it's in a spot right now where it's really easily manageable and would take me like 2 days to fix, unlike this, which has taken me like already freaking damn near 4 days to even, get this far on. Draining this figure took me like freaking 3 days, and draining this figure has near taken me 3 days, and just working on him, slowly super gluing him back together is so tedious. It's something I don't want to do. Plus, I've got school and a bunch of, homework I've had to work on. It's the end of the year. We're doing finals. We're doing, it is what it is. I'm getting ready we got to go on a big field trip one of these days. I got, 3 parties to go to within, the next 2 weeks. My birthday is next Wednesday. Going on a field trip pretty soon to Sunsplash. It's going to be nice. We've got, a freaking promotion, We're going to no longer in junior high, going to freaking high school, and so I got to try and mentally cope with that. And then I got, over the summer, I've got so much to do, whether it's working on cars, whether it's cleaning my container, which is going to be, the first thing I even attempt to do, or the first thing I even worry about when summer comes, I'm going to take, probably, a week to talk to some of my friends and just relax in summer, but then after that, I'm kicking it into high gear. I'm cleaning that container this year. I got to work on a couple of the there's a lot of my inflatables that need work, but, I need to get a couple fans in a couple of them so that they're solid. I need to flex seal a couple little spots here and there on a couple of them. I need to do a bunch of fan replacement and just switching out fans. I got YAF 200 to put in my big snowman. My big snowman's fans probably going in Frosty. Frosty's boosters probably going to my other Grinch, and my probably by this year Christmas, probably get another one more YAF 200 will make things better. If I had 1 or 2 more YF 200s, I would be set for the next season. Great, Fortunate thing is and over summer, if I end up with the money, I'll do it. If I can still get YF 200s, they kind of come and go. As far as on yardinflatables.com, they kind of in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock. They only sell so many at a time. I'm not gonna be expanding my Christmas display anymore. If there for $20 comes up on Macari, $20 for a SpongeBob, 4 classic Grinches and a freaking 3 classic snowmen. Oh, I'm doing it, and not freaking that many for maybe $50 or even $100 for that, and then or $20 for 2 classic Grinches that are in condition. I'll do it. I'm gonna snag deals where I can. But like I said in some of my other videos, working on classic inflatables has gotten to the point of there's no real way to do it. I'm sure there is a way. We just haven't figured it out yet. I know in my last video somebody said try polyurethane, where they commented, try polyurethane. I've used polyurethane. I don't like some of the results. Especially with smaller inflatables. And it just generally doesn't last very long. In my sort of weather conditions that I have where I live. Heavy rain, heavy winds, hot summers, classic inflatables tend to die a lot. Like I'm constantly trying to work things out. We got fans burning up, we got adapters blowing, we got fuses blowing, we got things going thin, we've got, light bulbs out in like every inflatable now, It's like I've got 90-something inflatables. I don't have time or the money to go and replace every freaking light bulb in every freaking one, When half of them, it's so hard to get up in there. They got bugs in them and crap, I'm not trying to do that. As lights go out in them, like when a figure goes completely dark, I take it, I completely, but like when a figure has 3 light bulbs out, when I say completely dark, it has 1 light bulb working in one side of its freaking face, and the rest of it's just dark. Then I go in, I worry about it. But there's 1 or 2 light bulbs out in every one of my inflatables, and I'm not dealing with that. I will deal with it when it becomes an issue, But other than that, that's just kind of, I'm going to work on Godzilla. I'm going to be posting about my Godzilla suit. I'm going to be working on some Godzilla films with some other Godzilla. This is a hint to some more project videos that are going to be coming out. I'm making some mini Godzilla, not necessarily puppets, but kind of puppets, but some mini Godzilla, almost like mini Godzilla suits almost, but I'm going to be making pretty much every character from the original Godzilla movies, and they're going to be hand puppets and hand controlled to the point of mini suits almost. I'm going to be making every character by hopefully the end of summer at least. On top of finishing Big Godzilla, I'm going to be posting videos about, here and there, little sneak peeks and, clips of it all summer, about everything. This summer, I'm doing something just like this. I'm doing something. I'm pulling my phone out. I'm recording real quick. This video, I always get carried away. But, I promise over summer, my videos will get shorter to the point of hopefully a max of 10 minutes, not this 32-minute bullcrap. But because of that, I know I'm just kind of spiraling here and going on and rambling. New channel name, Gage's Stuff. I'm probably going to rename it to Gage's Creations. Honestly, yeah, I'm going to do that after this. And, like I said, go check out Landon at ZXZ-FNAF. Yeah. He does he does stop motions and little, videos and stuff over there. He actually did a new video recently on, a little Godzilla hand puppet he made. Really cool. Which actually inspired me with the whole other little Godzilla hand puppet things, because I had started building the mini Godzilla at freaking half a year ago already, stuffed in my closet and forgot, just kind of stowed him away, I'll either not finish you or come back to you someday. About my big Godzilla, he's laying in a heap under Spring Bonnie, the Killer Clown's costume that I made. Killer Clown's from outer space, in my container. I need to clean my container before I can get Godzilla out, even, because he's tangled in so many kites and bull crap, and it's such a narrow path to try and even get him out of. I need to organize, throw crap away. I'm going to throw away half of everything in that container. None of the Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff. Probably not doing Halloween next year, because Halloween has become a virtue. Become more of a problem than it is. There's always a lot of spiders around Halloween, and it's not fun to get bit by black widows and every other freaking spider in the name of the book. So I'm gonna pick those out of my freaking inflatables, not die, is become, a pain. I'm probably not doing Halloween next year. That doesn't mean I'm getting rid of any of my Halloween stuff. I will do Halloween again. Eventually, I just need to get either when I'm older and I have my own property to do it on, or just when I have more stabilized stuff, essentially. Once everything, like, maybe not next year, but potentially the year after and or the year after that, I will continue to do Halloween. It's just, even after this year, it was such a pain to try to get it up. Like freaking damn near 3 days before Halloween, and then take it down, like, 2 days before freaking Christmas. It just runs into Christmas. It becomes a pain more than, I love it, but it becomes a pain, like I said. So I'm not never gonna do Halloween again. I'm still gonna do Halloween eventually, just not this year probably, and maybe not the year after that, maybe not the year after that. But once I get everything solid, once I'm solid as far as, money wise, this whole side hobbies and stuff wise, and inflatables as a side hobby. All of this on my YouTube channel is side hobbies, Eventually, I've thought about asking one for my birthday, but I decided that I might wait another year. Eventually, I'm gonna get a 3D printer. Eventually, I would love to get it. I know how to program animatronics. I know how to build animatronics. I have, programmed and built many animatronics and stuff before. None of them were very good. That's because I was little, and they were just kind of, quick little, like, kits and stuff. But I know how to do it on my own. But servo motors, subscription to coding apps, same reason I haven't gotten a 3D printer yet, subscription to 3D modeling apps, video editing apps. I'm going to get better at editing videos. I'm going to start, editing more videos on my computer than on my phone. But, I'm going to try and get, in the next few years, I'm going to get a lot more professional as far as YouTube goes and just what I do with all this stuff goes. I mean, never with this. I mean, this is pretty much as professional as you can get. But as far as YouTube goes, I'm going to try and get a little bit more professional as far as editing. Eventually get a GoPro. Eventually, a bit of a better camera to record on. Right now, I just record on my phone because, it's all I got, really. It's all I really need. But eventually, I would like to get, better recording, better audio, better, But at the time, I'm nowhere near ready to even start to attempt that. After this year, my hope is after this summer, really, is I can sit and say, okay, where do I want to kind of sort of go with this? Or, like, where do I want to... I have nothing else, that I'm sitting, like, thinking I've got to do eventually. I've got to finish eventually. Because everything's totally be, like, done after the, clean slate. Not really a start over, like a reset as far, like, not necessarily like a reset as in, okay, we have nothing, let's rebuild from the ground up. But a reset / clean slate of, things we can do. There's a reason I haven't wanted to build any more suits or, costumes or anything like that, or really even attempt to get more stretch figures or inflatables or something. It's because I have so much to do. I don't have the, I need to focus on what I have, get everything done, ready, working, good, not half freaking, might work, might not, might fail, then might work, then, working good, solid, everything running smoothly, everything, good, everything just, a bit more organized. Sorry I ramble on for so long in these videos. I just do. Like I said, I'm going to try and start, stop this. I'm going to upload this as one video. I know 40-minute video is going to be kind of scary as far as like, oh my god, it's gonna take 40 minutes for me to watch this entire video. I know a lot of people don't watch 40-minute long videos, you know, as far as like on my channel. I know they watch like half of it. I don't really care though. That's fine with me. So yeah. Yeah, that's, I guess, you know, I'm sure I'll get more into it a little bit more in other videos and stuff, but hopefully more of Stretch Armstrong, and soon more Godzilla and suits and inflatables soon. Maybe not for the next, like, I might record like a couple more videos on this, on Stretch Armstrong, and like this one in particular in the next, you know, couple days / next like week. After that though, it's gonna have to be like a 2-3 week break from YouTube. I mean, I know I usually take those breaks anyways, but like I'm not gonna be like, normally it's just because I get lazy and don't really have anything to record, but I'm gonna have to because I've got so much crap to do. It's just, you know, amazing how much I actually have to do. But that is it for this video. I know this is a rather long one, so we're gonna end it here. Yeah, see y'all in the next one, hopefully pretty soon. Hopefully not as long as this video. And yeah, peace out. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.